Admiral Richard E. Byrd. You've probably heard his name. He was a true American icon, a pioneer of aviation. He wasn't just a pilot, he was an explorer. He ventured into the Earth's most forbidding places. Byrd was driven by profound curiosity. He sought to push the boundaries of human knowledge. His courage was legendary. Byrd led multiple expeditions. He flew over the North Pole. He then turned his gaze south to the vast, icy continent of Antarctica. He mapped uncharted territories. He faced blizzards and bone-chilling cold. Each journey added to his mystique. Each voyage brought back new information. Yet, despite his achievements, a strange story emerged. A tale linking his name to one of the most enduring conspiracy theories. Admiral Byrd's early life hinted at his destiny. He possessed an insatiable thirst for exploration. From a young age, he was drawn to the Earth's final frontiers. The North and South Poles held a special allure. They were symbols of ultimate terrestrial achievement. His 1926 flight towards the North Pole cemented his international fame. This was a landmark achievement in early aviation. Imagine it. Flying a fragile aircraft over a desolate, frozen ocean. It was an act of immense bravery and skill. The world hailed him as a hero. He skillfully utilized the cutting-edge technology of his time. This success demonstrated his capabilities. He became a symbol of human ingenuity. Then Byrd set his sights on the Antarctic, a continent far larger, far colder, far more mysterious than the Arctic. He established the famous Little America base. This served as a launching point for numerous exploratory flights. He and his teams mapped vast, previously unknown territories. They endured months of isolation in brutal conditions. The Antarctic was a formidable opponent. These expeditions were immensely valuable scientifically. Now let's fast forward. The year is 1946. World War II has just concluded. The geopolitical landscape is shifting rapidly. Amidst this global change, the United States Navy launched a colossal undertaking. It was codenamed Operation High Jump. Its official title was the United States Navy Antarctic Developments Program. This was no small scientific jaunt, it was a major military operation, with Admiral Byrd, naturally, in a leading role. The publicly stated goals of Operation High Jump were quite clear. One key objective was to train naval personnel, to test ships and other military equipment, all in the extreme cold of Antarctica. Another goal was to consolidate and extend American sovereignty over portions of the largely unclaimed continent. There was also an element of scientific research. Mapping and geological surveys were part of the plan. The sheer scale of Operation High Jump was truly impressive. It involved over 4,700 men, a fleet of 13 ships including an aircraft carrier, numerous aircraft, both fixed-wing and helicopters. This was the largest Antarctic expedition ever mounted by any nation. It was a significant display of logistical capability and of American power. What if there was something more to Admiral Byrd's Antarctic adventures? Something far stranger than just ice, snow, and penguins. A truly fantastic theory began to weave itself into his legacy. This was the Hollow Earth theory, an idea that our planet isn't a solid ball of rock and magma, but rather a hollow shell with a hidden world inside. It sounds like pure science fiction, doesn't it? Yet some believed it and connected it to Byrd. This concept of an inner world wasn't entirely new, of course. Philosophers, mystics, and fiction writers had toyed with it for centuries, but linking a modern, respected explorer like Admiral Byrd to this idea, that gave the old theory a startling new lease on life. The core claim was electrifying. It suggested that Admiral Byrd, during Operation High Jump, found an entrance, a massive opening leading into the Earth's interior. Not at the North Pole, as some older legends suggested, but in the vast, largely unexplored continent of Antarctica. This supposed discovery was, naturally, kept secret, a secret of monumental proportions, guarded from the prying eyes of the world. Section 5. The Admiral's alleged secret, the Fabled Diary. So how did this extraordinary claim about Admiral Byrd gain traction? At the heart of the conspiracy theory lies a document, an alleged secret diary, purportedly penned by Byrd himself. This diary supposedly chronicles an unbelievable flight, a flight that official records do not mention. It is the cornerstone, the smoking gun for many believers. Its contents are, to put it mildly, sensational, detailing experiences far beyond ordinary polar exploration. This controversial diary speaks of a specific journey. It allegedly took place in February 1947, right in the middle of Operation High Jump. According to this account, Admiral Byrd flew his aircraft beyond the South Pole. He continued onward into a region not on any map. He was venturing into truly uncharted territory, not just geographically, but perhaps dimensionally. The diary paints a vivid picture of this supposed secret mission, a mission that would change his understanding of the world. Section 6. The Land Beyond the Pole Visions of an Inner World. According to this alleged secret diary and the surrounding lore, what exactly did Admiral Byrd encounter? The narrative describes him flying his plane into a vast, misty opening, an entrance located somewhere in the polar regions. As he proceeded, the air temperature inexplicably began to rise. The perpetual ice and snow of Antarctica started to give way to something entirely different, something utterly unexpected in the coldest place on Earth. He was crossing a threshold. Beneath his aircraft, stunning green valleys supposedly unfolded. Mountains rose, not capped with ice, but covered in dense forests. Rivers and lakes shimmered in an unfamiliar light. The landscape was vibrant, alive. Some accounts even mention sightings of mammoth-like creatures, as if a prehistoric world had been preserved untouched by time. It was a scene of incredible beauty and profound mystery. A hidden sanctuary, shielded from the harsh realities of the surface. Then came the most extraordinary part of the alleged encounter: contact with an advanced civilization. The diary entries speak of being guided, of encountering cities with architecture and technology far beyond our own. He was supposedly met by beings of great intelligence and wisdom. These inhabitants of the inner Earth were described as peaceful, but also concerned. Section 7, Science chills the story, debunking the hollow. Now let's step back from these fantastic tales. Let's put on our critical thinking caps. Let's consult the universe of science, our planet, Earth. It's a celestial body we've studied extensively. Geology, geophysics, seismology, these sciences paint a very clear picture, a picture of our world's interior structure, and it looks nothing like a hollow sphere with a tiny sun inside. The evidence simply doesn't support that vision. It's a fascinating idea for fiction, but not for reality. Our planet has a layered structure, we know this. At the very center is a core, an incredibly hot and unimaginably dense core, composed primarily of iron and nickel. Surrounding this is a molten outer core, then a viscous mantle, and finally the thin crust we live on. How do we know this? Seismic waves from earthquakes, they travel through the Earth. Their speed and path tell us about the density and state of the materials they pass through. Section 8, and High Jump's true goals, secrets in the ice. So, if Admiral Byrd didn't discover a passage to a hollow Earth, why all the mystery? Why did Operation High Jump end so abruptly? There are other theories that are perhaps more plausible, though they too are often debated and shrouded in some speculation. The post-World War II world was a tense place, full of secrets and suspicion. Antarctica, remote as it was, wasn't entirely removed from these global power games. There could be earthly reasons for unusual activities. Remember the timing. World War II had just concluded. The embers of conflict were still glowing. The Cold War was just beginning to cast its long shadow. Some historians and researchers suggest that Operation High Jump had a more covert military objective. Perhaps it was a mission to search for rumored secret Nazi bases hidden in the vastness of Queen Maud Land in Antarctica. Fleeing Nazis, advanced technology, these were potent fears and rumors. At the time, it's a compelling alternative narrative. Others propose that the operation was focused on strategic resources. Antarctica is a continent rich in minerals. Could the mission have been an early effort to map deposits of uranium or other materials vital for the burgeoning nuclear age and industrial expansion? Or was it simply a dramatic show of force? Section 9. The enduring allure, why we love the mystery. So we've looked at the science. The evidence for a hollow Earth, particularly one accessed by Admiral Byrd, is essentially non-existent. Geophysics tells us our planet is solid. Byrd's own official records don't support the fantastic claims, yet the story of Admiral Byrd and his alleged journey to a hidden world persists. It thrives in books, on websites, and in conversations. Why does this particular conspiracy theory have such enduring allure? What keeps it alive in our collective imagination? Humans are by nature curious creatures. We love a good mystery. We are drawn to the unknown, the undiscovered. The what-if scenarios ignite our imaginations. The idea of a pristine, secret world, hidden away from the problems and complexities of our own society, is deeply appealing. It offers a sense of wonder, a hope that there's still something truly magical left to find, something beyond the mundane realities of our daily lives. It speaks to our inner explorer. This narrative taps into a fundamental human desire, a desire for undiscovered frontiers, for something magnificent that lies just beyond our current understanding.